Well, hello and a very good morning or good afternoon, depending on when you're listening to me. This is Jon Schofield from Crystal. Thank you for joining my little session. What I'd like to do today is just give you a quick overview, what we call the hallmarks of Crystal River cruises. Right, wait the slides. So right, let's talk about the ships first of all. I mean, Crystal, even though they've been around for some 30 years, the river cruise sector of the business is relatively new, probably less than 4 years old. And the development of the Crystal River product basically came from our existing ocean cruisers who really enjoy what Crystal have to offer. And they said, look, if you came up with a river cruise product, we would come and sail with you because we want to come and sail all the rivers of Northern Europe. If you can replicate your Crystal Ocean product, yeah, we'll come and sail with you on the rivers in Europe. So that's what Crystal did. They had all this new money from the new owners, Genting in Hong Kong. So Crystal have built 4 brand new river ships to sail in Europe. I'm going to talk in another video about the destinations and where the ships sail, but basically it's the Rhine and the Danube at the moment. So the nice thing about the Crystal River ships is that they are all exactly the same and they are all identical. The only thing different is the name, but they're all the same size. They all take the same amount of crew and guests. So it's nice and easy. Once you've sold or had a bit of knowledge on one of the Crystal River ships, you basically know the whole fleet of 4. So the 4 ships are all less than 3 years old. 2 of the ships are less than 2 years old. So Crystal Bark, Crystal Debussy, Crystal Marla, and Crystal Ravel. Now, the really nice thing about the Crystal River ships is they're the same size as all the other river ships in Europe. But the big unique selling point that Crystal have is that Crystal only put on 106 guests. 106, but I always use the magic figure of 100. It's easier to remember. So we're not going to split hairs on 6 guests, but yeah, 106 guests with a crew of 68, 69. So it's a real high crew to guest ratio. So again, that replicates what Crystal do on the ocean. You're going to get fantastic levels of service, which is what Crystal is all about, really. So let's look at some of the hallmarks of Crystal. And if you know a bit about Crystal Ocean, you will know an awful lot about what Crystal do on the river ships. So included in the cruise fare within Crystal is complimentary beverages, whether that's alcoholic or non-alcoholic. So it's complimentary soft drinks, wines, and your gin and tonics, and your drambuis, and all your premium branded spirits. Now they're served basically 24 hours a day. It's not just like on some other river cruise ships that I shan't mention. You only get your wine and your drinks at meal times, whereas at Crystal it's complimentary 24 hours a day. We have 24-hour suite service. So if you want a G&T delivered by your personal butler to your suite at 2:30 in the morning, you can have that. So complimentary beverages. Crystal say we have Michelin-inspired cuisine. On the river ships, we say it's farm to table food. So all the food is sourced locally from the area where the ship is sailing. So we don't bring on board any frozen, pre-packed, then reheated. All the food is fresh and it's cooked fresh. So as the the ship sails through different regions. We can change the menus day by day and let our guests sample the food and the wine from the region and the area where the ship is sailing. One of the nice things we do on Crystal River is complimentary shore excursions. It's around 85% of your shore excursions and trips are included in your cruise fare. The ones that aren't included are your helicopter ride over the Watcher Valley. So your weird and wacky things the guests will have to pay for, but generally your cruise excursion all included in your cruise fare. On every Crystal River cruise, we have a Crystal Signature event, which is a special evening just for Crystal guests. It's complimentary as well. And I always give the example, if you're in Vienna, we take our guests to the Belvedere Palace, which is a beautiful museum, art gallery, hosts lots of the work by Gustav Klimt. So in the day, it's very busy, but in the evening, it is closed. And Crystal take their clients along in the evening. They open it up just for Crystal guests. We have a champagne reception. We will have a private tour of all the artworks. And then we take Crystal guests into this beautiful marble room where there's an orchestra, singer, and dancers. So an exclusive concert and evening just for Crystal guests. And there will be something similar to the Belvedere Palace experience on every Crystal River cruise. There's always something happening in the evening in Palm Court. River ships are quite small, so you don't have the space to do like on Crystal Ocean, where we have the large production shows and lots going on. It's quite small and cozy and intimate on a Crystal River ship. So we'll always have our entertainment director at the keyboard. When the ship overnights in some of these beautiful cities that we visit, we will bring on some high quality local entertained singers, dancers, musicians to provide some, like I say, high quality entertainment for the Crystal guests. And then we'll play some daft games in the evening and quizzes. But there's always something going on. So Palm Court, a beautiful place to spend an evening with a nice drink, watching some singing, bit of dancing, or your man at the piano. One of the nice things, again, throughout the rest of the Crystal fleet, whether it's yacht or ocean or expedition, river, unlimited Wi-Fi throughout the ship, 24 hours a day, complimentary Wi-Fi. And also, probably touched on it before, but within the cruise fare is all your tips and gratuities are included, so you don't have to worry about that. And also, as well as the pre-paid gratuities for the crew, they're also included for the Crystal coach drivers and your shore excursion leaders. They also receive all the gratuities from Crystal, so you don't have to worry or think about giving them 10 euros or 15 euros. It's all taken care of by Crystal, which is as you would expect. We touched on it before, a real high to guest ratio, 106 guests with a crew of 69. So that's one of the highest within the river sector. All your suites, and it is all suite accommodation on Crystal River, you'll have butler service in every suite category, but we only have two types of suite. You've got your petite suite and your deluxe suite. The nice thing about the suites on Crystal River, they all have panoramic balcony windows. So your petite suite is your lead-in. That's 188 square feet. You then move up to your deluxe suite, which is slightly bigger at 253 square feet. So we don't have any suites at water level with a little tiny slit for a window. they are all full-size panoramic balcony windows. As you would expect from Crystal, the wine, the drink is stunning. So we do have our fully trained Crystal wine sommeliers on board to recommend and steer you towards a nice wine to have in the evening from the complimentary selection. We do have a small spa on board the river ships with the spa ladies. All the Crystal employees on river have all been hand selected to join the Crystal River product. A number of them have come from the Crystal ocean ships. A number of them who might have left Crystal a couple of 3 years ago have come back to work on the river. The law on European river cruising is we have to employ European staff, which is really nice. So what we do is we choose staff on the river ships who live in the areas where the ship is sailing, so they can interact and talk to the guests, because you could pass the home village where one of the crew members worked. So all crew are European on Crystal River. And we also have a Crystal Society hostess on board to look after our 106 guests. She will do a little presentation. She will do cocktail parties. She also has she has the best office space I've ever seen. It's in the beautiful little bistro on the Crystal River ships, and she will be there morning and afternoon. And if the guests like what they see, they can go and book a future cruise, whether it be river, ocean, or yacht. So she's there to take future bookings, and if the booking originated from one of your lovely travel partners, the commission would just go straight back to you. So it's nice and easy. Now this is something slightly different we've put in here, just an overview of what type of guests sail on the Crystal River product. I'll talk more about this in a couple of slides, but the nice thing is we are now starting to get more new to Crystal guests on the Crystal River product. When the River product first came out, it was mostly Crystal Ocean guests who knew all about the Crystal product came to sail on Crystal River. That now is starting to turn a bit, and we're now getting over 50% are new to Crystal guests, because Crystal is such a stunning product, 6-star, all inclusive. It is an ideal product to talk to your Silver Sea, Regent and Seabourn ocean cruisers who are looking for a really upmarket river cruise. This is the ideal product for them. And on my travels round, we are now seeing lots of Silver Sea, Regent, Seabourn guests coming on board, absolutely loving the Crystal River product, because that's what they're used to on the other ocean ships. So that bit of homework for you all. If you have any of those clients that sailed on ocean looking to do a river, maybe just introduce them to the Crystal River product. Okay, skip on here. This is interesting. What were the decision factors for clients to take a Crystal River cruise? Yeah, overall, you see the vast majority was Crystal Cruise reputation. We do have a great reputation within the cruise sector. Crystal have won Condé Nast Traveller Best Luxury Cruise Line more times than anybody else. And then in 2019, for the first time, Crystal won Condé Nast Best River Product. So we've done ocean cruises for 25 years, won tons and tons of awards. That is now starting to replicate and come to the Crystal River product. So yeah, reputation was very high on people deciding to choose Crystal River. Then the itinerary, where the ship was sailing, what the places the ship was going to visit, that came very high on the ranks. And then the date fitted in with the itinerary when people wanted to go. This gives you an average age of what the Crystal guest is, ranging from ocean, river, and yacht. Now you'll see from this chart here, which is nice. Again, we're getting new to Crystal is a slightly younger age profile than our existing Crystal guests. What really surprised me was that Crystal, it's not full of old people. It's quite, all right, on Ocean, you say the average age is 68 of our Crystal Society guests. Well, you're going to get some people who are older than that, but you're going to get a lot of people who are younger than that, people in the mid to late 40s, which is great. So it's quite a varied age range, both on Ocean and River. So it just provides a nice atmosphere on board the ships. You see that the average age on Crystal Yacht, as you would expect, is slightly younger for our new to Crystal guests, because the yacht is a bit different and it does appeal to a slightly younger age profile. And this is just a mix going through new to Crystal from 16 up to 18, and then looking at Ocean, River and Yacht. I think the plan will be we need to introduce more new to Crystal guests. That's not to say our existing guests are important. They are hugely important. But what we want to try and do is educate and bring new cruising people to the Crystal product, and also people that have never cruised before but like a bit of luxury and quality. They now have choice with Crystal, whether they do Ocean, River, Yacht, and soon to be at the end of this year, Crystal Endeavour from an expedition point of view. So we want to try and get the new to Crystal guest percentage up a nub. And that's sort of everything. I just wanted to let you know you can always keep in touch with what is going on with Crystal in the UK through the cruise portfolio, whether it's Facebook or Twitter. But also at the bottom, YouTube. If you were looking for an informative video on Crystal, whether it's across the sectors of Ocean, River and Yacht, go on YouTube. There are some fantastic Crystal videos on YouTube. Now, if I can work this technology correctly, I'd like to just finish off with a quick video which will sum up everything I've been talking about on Crystal River. So thank you for listening. Hopefully, go and sell the odd Crystal River. That is what we need. If you need any information, any further training, just give me a shout, or give us all a shout at the cruise portfolio at Crystal Cruises. All right, thank you for listening. Take care and very best wishes. See if this video will work.